how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
Bella Rita, I do think that worked. It is, of course, Why Wednesday. It's Laura Clary. It's you. It's fine folks that are heart-centered, impact-driven. I hope. Bella Rita. Here's the superpower of Integrous Influence.
Yes, we are. And you guys are going to see a magic trick in just a little bit because Sean is on audio, but I am in my magic powers going to make him appear in studio very shortly. So wait and see, you guys. But until then, on Laura Sicali's Heart of Influence, first from the great nation of Texas, Dallas, Texas, leads a team dedicated to empowering nonprofit professionals by enhancing leadership skills and organizational effectiveness. Previously spent 20 years in technology, sales, and marketing, focusing on organizational growth, digital transformation, actively advocates for children in foster care, and participates in various sports and fitness activities while holding a degree in psychology and a certification in nonprofit management. Let's welcome to the show, Shahara Zat. It's Shara, right?
Shahara?
Yes. Shara. It's Shara.
Shara, welcome to Heart of Influence. Plato, Shara, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So, Shara, that could look like a fun fact that's adventurous, proud, surprising, shocking, anything that's a headline that will make us say, Shara, no way. So please, Shara, what's your fun fact?
Well, it was a fun fact for me. I discovered it recently. I'm an amateur athlete, very immature, but I've raced for over 600 miles.
It's amazing. And what is the longest race, Shara, in your 600 miles that you've individually raced in?
It was a half Ironman, so 70 miles.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. Congratulations. Yes. That is definitely not the number I thought I was going to say. That is some big-time stuff. Shara, welcome to Laura's Heart of Influence. Bella Rita, it's like, 70 miles, as though it's nothing. Let's go. Awesome. Who else is here?
I don't even like driving 70 miles. So welcome, Shara, to the Heart of Influence. And next up, from Morristown, New Jersey, practice leader in commercial insurance for their nonprofit behavioral health and human services practice, 18 years in supply chains, logistics, and distributions, and relied upon Source for guidance and team leadership. Always searching for personal and professional growth and development. 2.5 years providing educational and service support for these intricate, impactful industries. Let's welcome to the show, Matthew Troutman.
Matthew, congratulations, Matthew, on your growth mindset, heart-centeredness. Great state of New Jersey is in the house, Bella Verita. And Matthew, please, your fun fact.
So my fun fact, I am going music here. I seem to be, my musical taste or interest seem to be stuck in the 90s. I still enjoy the 90s alternative and grunge music scene. And
Call me daughter, Matthew. Don't
yeah,
call me
right.
daughter.
Right? Yep. Seen Pearl Jam a couple times. Yep. So
Lightning Crashes.
there's another good one. Pennsylvania band.
My hero.
Love the Foo Fighters.
Smashing Pumpkins are in the building, Matthew. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
But who,
I feel
but if
like
you could
we're
pick
playing
any
an
song-
episode of like Music Jeopardy.
Yes. Matthew, if you could pick any song and band right now from the 90s, and they were like right where you are right now, playing a song right this second, what song would you choose?
Probably When I Come Around by Green Day.
Ooh.
Let's go. Green Day, Bella Rita, the cover bands of the 1990s, LBI, Law School, all the things. Matthew, welcome to the party. Let's go, Bella Rita.
Welcome to the party, Matthew. And next from Fairfield, New Jersey, independent certified financial planner assisting nonprofits, corporations, and individuals in smart, tax-efficient financial decisions, maximizing the assets and minimizing liability under a fiduciary relationship, ensuring high compliance standards, aims to build trusted long-term relationships through personalized service. And personally, he enjoys outdoor activities with his family. Let's welcome to the show, Dan Aguano.
Dan, welcome to Heart of Influence. Please, your fun fact.
My fun fact is I live on an old Christmas tree farm.
Where? Where is this?
Out in western New Jersey, Clinton Township. So
And what's the name of the Christmas tree farm?
we call it Tannenbaum Farms, but it's a kind of a
Would you
family.
be upset if I brought 100 of our closest friends on December 14th to your farm to cut down Christmas trees?
What I'd rather you do, Sean, is come the Sunday after Thanksgiving and we have a big wreath party in the barn. So that's a fun thing to do.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it may be difficult to arrange people flying from all around the country and the world to come on that day, but we have lots to talk about. Bella, we have a solution for the 14th, I'm hearing. Let's go.
Here's some fun that is going to be had. Next up from Washington, D.C., Strategic Initiative and Partnership Enhancing Mental Health and Substance Use Systems, collaborating with leaders in digital health and allied sectors. Previously focused on business strategy, partnering with various stakeholders to design workforce enhancement, on the board of a foundation supporting evidence-based programs for families in crisis, and has contributed to comprehensive homelessness strategy and development. And let's welcome to the show, Jeremy Adderman.
Jeremy, thank you for your heart. Thank you for impacting the homeless and other challenged ecosystems. Appreciate you, Jeremy. And please, your headline, fun fact. Ooh, Bill Verita. Yeah.
I have traveled to over 30 countries.
Oof. Any country tomorrow, where are you going? Got to pick one, like bang, and the world freezes. So time stops. You have no things to think about with work or anything. Where would you go tomorrow?
If I could pick a specific time as well, if that's okay, I would go back to Trinidad and Tobago during their Carnival celebration.
Ooh, Jeremy is not boring.
Jeremy is not boring.
Yes, I'm much more square than that, according to Bella Rita Jeremy. But it sounds like you're a lot of fun. So thank you for that, brother, and welcome to Laura's Heart of Influence.
Thank you.
Bella Rita.
Next,
Carnival, Trinidad, Tobago.
That sounds like a good time.
Yes, Tobago, Nevada, like tomato. We have lots to talk about, Jeremy. Now,
We
let's
got
go.
lots to talk about. We should go tomorrow.
Yes, that would be perfect. That would definitely help my dysfunction and crises. Yes, thank you.
Let's go from Morristown, New Jersey, a respected advisor. She helps leaders drive positive social impact across nonprofit, philanthropic, and corporate sectors. Well known for her strategic mindset and evaluation skills, she empowers clients to turn visions into actionable plans. Previously worked in various nonprofit roles as a consultant, providing expertise in strategy, evaluation, and organizational development. Let's welcome to the show, Jennifer Avers.
Jennifer, yet another impressive human here today that Laura has assembled. And please, Jennifer, your fun fact.
Cool crew. Okay, a fun fact. I once enjoyed a hot air balloon ride with good friends and good gin over Del Mar, California, and there was 90s band music playing below us.
Look at
I
this.
feel like I should weave in the 90s thing. Yeah.
Let's go. Into the 90s we go.
Into
Bella
the
Rita.
90s.
Yes. I don't even want to think about you selling weed in the 90s. We'll come back to that later.
That was happening in the 90s.
Jennifer, thank you
For
very
sure.
much. Awesome job. Where are we going from here?
From here, we are going to Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. Founder and CEO of a duly board certified osteopathic. How do you say that?
Osteopathic?
Yes, what you said. Physician, lactation expert, homeschooling mom, and leader of a large physician peer network, a published author empowering mothers through holistic approaches to breastfeeding, maternal health, and overcoming food allergies in infants. Blends evidence-based medicine and practical nutrition advice to support mothers in creating healthier, thriving families. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Lauren Davis.
Thank you for having me. My fun fact.
Yes, please, Dr. Lauren.
Yep. My fun fact is that I got my start in nutrition because I was an NCAA athlete, and I still hold an NCAA record to this day.
Do tell. What sport? What record?
I was a softball player. I was a pitcher, so I still hold one of the top 10 ERAs in the country. So I finished
Where'd
at
you pitch?
0.21.
Where'd you
Ursinus
pitch?
College in Pennsylvania.
Let's go. I want to hit off you, but I'm blind now. But we could have done some things. So I played at Columbia. I was captain of the team there my senior year. This would have been fun if I was, damn, I'm blind. But it does help build the Unblinded brand though, doctor. So, I'm hoping to eventually see again, but not at least the next 5 years, so we can continue to take Unblinded forward. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Let's go. I mean, seriously, 0.21 ERA. Totally
Yes.
insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Please meet us at Citi Field in a few hours where we're headed because we need you pitching tonight. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
She's in. Let's go. Next up, we know this woman from Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. You know her.
Yes.
Growing up in the projects, helping her mom clean houses, recognized as a health and the optimal need in life, graduate degree in engineering, an MD and a PhD with a master's in public health for 17 years now as a physician, writing books that have shifted and changed the entire paradigm and practice in specialties, saving countless lives and serving numerous volunteer projects. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Evka Snessing.
Dr. Evka, welcome. This is even more exciting than Edwin Diaz coming in for the 9th inning to have you coming in right now on location, on the spot, throwing 111 miles an hour. Thank you, Dr. Evka, for being here and all your heart and amazingness. And please, your fun fact.
Oh my goodness. So I've been doing some really uncomfortable things recently, like talking to lots of people I don't know, inviting them to these events. And as I do this, am regressing in this way. I have poured coffee down my cereal. I have poured milk in my salad. And I my ice cream.
And Dr. Evka, are you also suffering from visual impairment? Perfect.
Yes.
It's spreading.
It's spreading.
Revenge of the Tipping Point came out by Malcolm Gladwell this week. It talks about how viruses and impact and influence spreads. Blindness is spreading. Let's go.
It is spreading because I did not wear glasses before I met you.
See? Let's go.
That's crazy. Your
Maybe
blindness
Dr.
is rubbing
Evka
up
and
on
Dr.
me.
Laura can solve this. Yes,
And
let's
Dr. Laura can solve this. Next up from Principany, New Jersey, the one that brought us all together today. An attorney with a team of 21 others offering a unique subscription-based fractional outside general counsel practice to nonprofits and for-profits business clients. Excuse me. With the goal of disrupting the legal industry and traditionally billable hour models, a specialist in the areas of environmental, employment, and educational law for over 20 years, rainmaking for her firm and giving back through her work with nonprofit social service boards. Let's welcome to her show, Miss Laura Zaclari.
Laura, welcome to the party. Thank you for bringing all these heart-centered, impact-driven humans together. And please, Laura, what is your fun fact?
Well, I have a new fun fact since the last time we talked, which is that I learned to masterfully body surf last month next to a blind man in LBI at his house. I don't know who that blind man might be, but
I've heard this story. Yes, this is very interesting. Congratulations on this.
I did not know until I got the form technique that there is a masterful way to body surf and not body surf, but you proved me wrong.
You picked up on this rapidly, masterfully, and shockingly. Very few people pick up body surfing that quickly. And quite frankly, I'm always real about it. It tends to be more male than female picking up on that rapidly. So you were in a very outlier dynamic. Congratulations in massive volcanic surf at LBI. Great job, Laura, and great job today. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm going to introduce this woman, Laura, the woman who's been doing all the introducing, diagnosed with dyslexia as an 8-year-old. And she's like, let's go. She starts selling crafts on her parents' front lawn, progresses to being putting 3 words together that don't go together, 7 figures, teenager, and network marketing. Yes, she did that. At the age of 24, in a male-dominated industry, she was three-peating, but not like Michael Jordan in hoops, but instead in business brokerage. Nevada's #1 business broker for 3 straight years, the age of 24, 25, and 26. First woman ever to do it, and youngest person, male or female, ever to be Nevada's #1 business broker. She then began to train Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. She's a skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe she learned it from a blind man, maybe from YouTube. Depends on the hour of the day, not just the day of which one that is. She's a 2-time, about to be 3-time published author that has raised nearly $10 million philanthropically with the Unblinded team in the past 2.5 years. Let's welcome to Laura's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it in her more than 1,350th episode, Bella Verita. Bella Verita, your fun fact, please.
I think I'm going to go with the fun fact that here in a few hours, I'm going to be sitting front row at Citi Field behind the Mets dugout, watching the Mets beat the Dodgers.
You must be a very blessed human.
I am a blessed human. And you know what?
Yes.
I'm going to take you with me.
Thank you. that is such a blessing of mine. So thank you, Bella Verita.
As long as you keep being nice to me, though. If you start mouthing off or you make me upset during the show, you're going to stay here.
Yes. And that can happen with any word I utter at the wrong time, in the wrong moment, or in the wrong way, or yes. And I wouldn't.
Don't look at me that way.
Exactly. So let's go.
Let's go. I'll introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Beck Key at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016. The only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages from Fortune 10 companies to Fortune 500 companies like T-Mobile, Disney, Salesforce, MasterCard, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on stages, he is an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome my co-host, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I think I'm going to go with this as my fun fact. Despite the fact that I am blind, I have also had the privilege and blessing of teaching sighted people how to win at carnival games at Fantasy Island and Long Beach Island, New Jersey. And my claim to fame is Dr. Kirk Adams, the president of the American Foundation for the Blind. He and I were the only two people that won the throw the softball into like the bucket game 2 consecutive times each. And all the sighted people like you couldn't win the game.
That is true. But I redeemed myself the next time and I beat you. Do you remember that correctly?
I have no memory of this.
Yes, I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. Laura, he conveniently forgets. Let's kick this off since we're going to get into like more serious business now.
Yes.
How about we kick it off with Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew had some fun, made some introductions, but of course, we're talking about some really serious, impactful stuff because around these parts, we're really certain that the only attainable superpower for human beings is the ability to create yes. Not just any yes, though. Yes with heart and yes with integrity. So what does that look like to do that in a crowded world of messaging where some kooky, crazy people were teaching people about pitching, hooking, closing? Yuck.
Not that fun.
Not that fun. So Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be. This doesn't have to be a sale. It could be any type of a yes. Recruiting, managing, leading, fundraising, for profit, not for profit. Of course, or marketing or selling, whatever kind of yes. Maybe it's a yes to pitch the Mets game tonight, whatever you would like, or it could certainly be like in a regular work situation with an ideal client or charitable fundraising or somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett. So Bella, in this scenario, will be anybody you want her to be. It's all about going from hello to yes in 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be the ultimate yes, just a yes, perhaps for longer conversation. So please, Matthew, who would you like Bella to be?
So I'll go with kind of a real world scenario for me. So Bella, if you could be a CFO or an executive at a drug and alcohol addiction treatment center, that's a space that, you know, obviously we at my organization, we focus on. So
I'll be the CEO of Recovery Unplugged.
There you go.
It's one of our clients.
Let's go.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. My name's Matt Troutman. I'm with NSM Insurance Group, and I'm calling today because a mutual friend of ours, Laura Ciclari, had mentioned that it would be beneficial for us to connect. So how are you today?
I'm doing well. Matthew, thank you for calling. She did mention that you were going to call. I only had a couple minutes to squeeze it in today, but I wanted to take the call.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm so glad that Laura put us in touch with each other. I understand your organization does some tremendous work with individuals that are obviously recovering and looking for, you know, the next phase of their life outside of addiction treatment. I just wanted to make a professional introduction. My organization helps support the mission of addiction treatment centers like yours. We help protect them against risks and also place insurance coverages to make sure that not only is your organization protected, but your employees and then those you serve are also protected. Laura mentioned that maybe there'd be some opportunities for us to discuss. I know you just opened up a new facility in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I was wondering how that's going and if there's some things you could share with me about how you might be assessing the risk within that facility.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And yeah, we just did open a new facility. We do actually have someone that, you know, we currently work with, but you know, what I really love is like stories. Do you have a story that you could share with me and, you know, our final minute together of, you know, someone that you've come in and, you know, maybe you've taken over their current role, their current or help them in some way that would just kind of be wowing? Sure.
So as you may or may not be aware, insurance is very difficult in this addiction treatment space. And for one of our clients, they had with their previous broker, they were non-renewed by their insurance carrier. They had some issues with some difficult losses and claims in their past. So what we did is we came in and we helped them put together a plan for how to better manage risk and implement those risk management strategies so that we can then go out to the insurance markets on your behalf and tell them all of the really good things that you're doing to mitigate risk. When the insurance carriers hear all those things that you're doing, they're more likely to want to write your business. So we were able to do that for a similar client to you. And then we obviously help them if something should happen and there's a claim. We have a claim support team 24/7 that's there to help mitigate and help support from a claims management standpoint.
That is beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that, Matthew. Definitely interested. I was intrigued when, Laura connected us. So how about we set something up for maybe a lunch tomorrow? If you can bring some apple cider donuts to the office, you got yourself a meeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. Make an extra
He
dozen.
may eat them all, but at least bring them.
Let's go, Matthew. Great job. Who's following Matthew?
Shara. Did I say it right?
Shara.
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 Please. Yes.
Shara.
Who would you like Bella to be?
So, sorry, getting my thoughts together here. I was expecting a little bit of time to talk about Matthews and then jump into me. Okay, so Bella, if you could be a leader of a nonprofit, in fact, you can continue on the same role that you were.
Let's go.
Sure. The leader of this addiction treatment facility.
Okay, perfect. All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. My name is Sherazad. Matthew, who I understand is helping you with some risk management and insurance needs today. And he connected us and said that we may be able to have a few minutes this morning to talk about and make a quick introduction.
Yeah, I kind of remember it, but I don't remember what it is that you do or why he was connecting us.
Yeah, so again, I'm Sherazad. I'm with the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance. And we really what I wanted to talk to you about today is kind of some of the issues that you face as a nonprofit leader. I understand you just opened a new facility and how that is going, especially on the staffing and hiring side. One of the things I love about my role is I talk to nonprofit leaders from around the country. And one of the pieces of feedback we always get is staffing is one of their number one challenges. And that can come in the form of hiring and staffing. It can come in the form of avoiding employee burnout. What you all do is so important, but really heavy work too. I understand employees get burnout. Also capacity building, ensuring that your staff have the knowledge and resources that they need in order to deliver on your mission. And that's really all about what we do at the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance. We are a nonprofit ourselves. We've been around for 75 years. And so you
help with staffing? Is that what I'm understanding? Staffing?
What we do is really professional development. So our mission is to strengthen the social sector with a talented and prepared workforce. We have a couple of programs. Our marquee program is a credential called the Certified Nonprofit Professional Credential. And it is a program that helps your staff become more knowledgeable and skilled so they can in turn, deliver on your mission. And so we have nonprofit organizations that pay for their employees and use professional development dollars to send their employees to ensure that these staff, are well skilled, have the knowledge, and they are ready to deliver your mission. It really also helps with retention rates, investing in your staff in this way. And we have some great results. We did a study with LinkedIn. People who go through our programs are 7 times more likely to reach a leadership position within the nonprofit sector, and they're also 50% more likely to stay in the nonprofit sector. So again, helping with those retention rates. So I would love.
Let me ask you this, Shara. It is, I would like to take over Callagy Law. So can you help me in my professional development so that I can get rid of that Sean guy and take things over?
Absolutely. That's what we
Perfect.
do.
You're hired.
Leaders. We'd love to have you as a CMP.
Awesome.
Take it over, Callagy Law.
Perfect. I'm out of here and I'm done.
You're done.
Shira.
Surfing.
Yes, I'm going surfing. I'm sorry.
Nothing. I think that was my team's dinging. You're hearing people trying to reach me right now. Sorry about that.
No worries. Thank you, Shira. Thank you, Matthew. The feedbackers from Matthew and Shira.
The feedbackers from Matthew and Shira.
And I just want to say, is it Shira
Shara, just like Sarah, but the SH, Shara.
Okay,
like
Shara.
Sarah.
Shara. Yeah, got it. Thank
Shara.
you.
This is the time that we get to go to the judges and get to give 30 seconds of feedback for either Shara or Matthew, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little scoring next step. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Shara or Matthew? I don't think anybody's wanting a root canal today. So maybe it's a little Starbucks mocha chocolate and a little croissante for a little bit longer of a meeting. But if you're so intrigued, you're like, I got to find out more, then maybe you're willing to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, ordering a seafood tower and a nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're out having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you want to have the longest meeting possible. But if that's still not enough time, then you would rent a private PJ with like the couch and the catering and fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting possible, because you can have a long conversation on an international flight. So let's kick this off with Dr. Lauren. And Dr. Lauren, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Shara? Just, yeah, if you want to unmute for us.
Yep. So sure thing. So Shara, I thought that you did really well explaining what your company did, but I thought you took a little bit long to get to the offer, right? You were about a minute in before you were actually giving her clarity on what you could do to help her. I would jump right into, hey, Matt introduced me. Here's why I want to connect with you. Here's the problem that I think you're having. And then give her time to say yes or no to that, because you can adapt to that feedback right away. And then really jump into the solutions you have once you uncover the problem. But it took a little while, I think, to get to that problem.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. Lauren. And Dr. Lauren, what would you do next? Maybe a root canal, a knee surgery? I don't think so. Cup of coffee, dinner, maybe even a private jet. What would the next step be, Dr. Lauren?
I think I'd be somewhere between cup of coffee and dinner for seeing and exploring more.
Nice. Maybe a nice brunch. Is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Lauren. Great job.
Great job, Dr. Laura. And let's go, Jeremy. Jeremy, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Matthew?
Yeah, similarly thought Matthew did a wonderful job. Was pretty direct in sort of identifying what the opportunity might be and how his organization could support. A really nice sort of solutions orientation to how you presented the information. Don't really have much other feedback, so I think we're getting dinner.
Nice. And what would you have for dinner, Jeremy?
Well, if we're going to season 52, maybe I forgot what you said. I'm having steak, I think.
Let's go. Capitol Grill.
I assume Capitol Grill. So Matthew's paying. I'm having steak.
A filet, a Bella Verita Wagyu. Like, what are you going with?
Yeah, any of that. I don't know. Any cut sounds good. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. So let's go, Dan. Dan, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Shara?
I thought Shara did a great job initially mentioning Matt as the referrer. So that just automatically brought down the Bella's guard, took some of the impact off, and then really explained well that she has an expertise in dealing with the recruiting and retention and staffing problems that nonprofits face. And identifying that.
Awesome. And Dan, what would the next step be?
Next step is cup of coffee.
Let's go. Caffeine is flowing.
Caffeine is flowing. Let's go, Jennifer. Jennifer, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Matthew?
Sure. I thought it was a real comfortable relational conversation. I liked, as others said, that he established that connection through Laura, that he honed in on Bella's mission, really connected with the work. I liked the layered way that he talked about the services that he provides, about the organization being protected, employees, but also those who are being served through the work of the organization. I thought that was powerful and show that he had credibility around thinking about the layers of those impacted by the services. I like that he identified the new opportunity, I think, in Cherry Hill. And then, Bella, when you asked him about a story, an example, kind of getting more concrete about the benefits of his services, he was able to do that real comfortably and clearly. Yeah, I thought it was really strong.
Awesome. And thank you for that, Jennifer. And the next step would be
lunch, dinner, I'm game. Let's learn more. Yeah.
Dinner, coffee. This is a lot of beautiful food.
I'm open.
Thank you. Great job, Jennifer.
Now I'm getting hungry.
I'm very hungry.
Next up, we got Dr. Evka. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Matthew?
Okay, first, Matt, you own or you live on a Christmas tree farm in Clinton. OMG, that's amazing. Okay. I'll let go. But anyway, in nonprofits, you are going to, like in any business, you're going to wind up with all kinds of problems and things that you don't foresee. And you always have to be thinking about what to do in those cases. And in your situation, that you discuss that right away. You discuss, what should Bella and the team be doing in case things don't go just like they need to from an insurance risk mitigation standpoint. So great job.
Excellent. And what would the next step be, Dr. Evka?
Okay, so I always take everybody with me because why not? I'm sorry you're not going to be going to your baseball game anymore. I apologize. Instead, we are going to go on an airplane, all of us, because we need to have more conversations to go. And Dr. Laura mentioned to me that there were northern lights in last week. You can see in New Jersey. And you can see anymore. So we have to go into the northern lights.
There were, yes.
I love her.
We love Dr. Evka. Yes. Dr. Evka and you, no joke, are like Lucy and Ethel from the I Love Lucy show. This is like my new Delta Tau Chi name.
Yeah, I love it. That is fun.
So we're going to the Northern Lights, and then what are we doing from there, Dr. Evka?
We're going to have conversations. And we're going to figure out how we're going to take over Calico Law.
That is perfect. I love this.
Sean.
No more Sean Callaghan anywhere. Laura, I have been eliminated from all things, and I am not sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably not sad about that.
Yes.
I'll represent you in your employment suit.
Thank you. I am very, very grateful, Laura, for sure. And please.
And let's go, Laura. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Matthew? Or Dr. Evka, you did
Sarah.
Matthew or just Sarah?
Yeah.
Matthew.
So
so then you could do Sarah. So you do Shara.
So Shara, I thought you did a really nice job starting the conversation with the connection because similar to what somebody else said, it immediately took the coldness out of the call. Even though Bella wasn't expecting it, you gave it credibility by mentioning, the common connection with Matthew. I did agree with the feedback that I think you almost like ramped up and got more and more powerful as the conversation went on. And then you started quoting statistics about retention. You blew me away at that point. I almost think you should have started with some of that because I think you guys have a lot to do with you guys. So I would kind of start that instead of end it that way. So I would say definitely we'll say brunch between 2 and 3.
Brunch between 2 and 3.
Brunch is a new category we're creating after today.
We are.
I like it.
Laura's creation of brunch.
I dig it. I'm in for it.
All right. So Laura, you know what time it is. Bella's going to give me a hard time. I'm taking her to the front row at the Mets game. That doesn't matter because she is maniacally going to chuckle and do some mean things right now. Over to you.
That is true. Laura, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. Because Shara and Matthew, maybe you guys knew what you were doing, maybe you didn't, but we're going to turn him into the hot seat. Laura, I have a couple scenarios that you get to choose from. You can change anything about these scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today? All right. So option number one, since we got some Green Day fans in the house, I was doing a little bit of research and understand that they are super passionate about climate change. So I thought option number one is Sean could play one of the band members going from hello to yes with like Ticketmaster to waive all of their ticketing fees and have it go to client climate change research, and that Green Day would match that if all the ticket companies would waive their ticket fees and make a donation instead. So that's option number one. And then option number two, Laura, is I thought Sean could role play a consultant, a business consultant that represents Shara and Matthew and calls up the Betty Ford Treatment Center and gets a meeting with the head of Betty Ford with Shara and Matthew. So those are the two options I have for you today. Laura, any of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much harder you would like to see Sean do?
I actually have a different scenario.
Ooh, let's hear it.
I do. So my friend Jeremy here, who works with National Council for Mental Health, at their NatCon convention last year, had Michelle Obama as their keynote. And I have been wondering ever since how they're going to top that as their keynote. So I would love to have Sean have a conversation with somebody, as big or bigger, let's say Oprah, and try and get her as the keynote on NatCon 2025.
Well, it's called NatCon.
Well, that's their abbreviation of the conference. It's actually National Council for it's you guys always abbreviate it, Jeremy. But how do you want John to refer?
Our organization is the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, but our conference is called NatCon. NATCON. So NatCon 25 will be in Philly next year in May.
Very nice. And so, Laura, who do you want to play the role of Oprah?
Jeremy.
Jeremy's playing Oprah.
Yes.
Right. So, Jeremy, you up for this?
Yeah, let's try it.
All right. So, hello, is Miss Winfrey available?
Speaking.
Hey, Miss Winfrey, this is Jeremy. We have a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, well, Ms. Winfrey, thank you so much. I know that you know who you are. I just want you to know that I know who you are, how precious your time is. And I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity. And the 2 minutes and 40 seconds I have left, I will be very intentional and honor our time. But if you wouldn't mind, Ms. Winfrey, with all the people in the world that want to talk to you and have some conversation about you doing something, what prompted you to say yes to this conversation about NatCon?
Well, I appreciate I had been briefed about what your organization does, about your emphasis on supporting all people in their journey to recovery from mental health and substance use disorders. And it's a topic very personal, near and dear to my heart.
Well, beautiful. I'm super grateful for that. And Ms. Winfrey, if I could ask, you've had so much impact on the world. What is it that keeps you driving forward? And what is it in opportunities to contribute that you look forward to most?
Well, and I think about my own journey and how I've been successful, had challenges along the way. I think about the people around me that have propped me up, that have supported me and that have helped get me to where I've been. And so I think about that, providing that same opportunity to others and to sort of generate even greater influence and opportunities for more folks.
Awesome. Well, Ms. Winfrey, very grateful for the opportunity to chat. In our final minute or so, can I share a couple of things that may or may not resonate with you?
Absolutely. Would love to hear them.
Yeah. So, Ms. Winfrey, one of the things that I recently came across is this concept of sustainable giving. And it's been taught by a friend of mine. Laura knew this blind guy, Sean Callaghy, and he's really done some unique things in charitable fundraising, including for one of your friends, Tony Robbins, who actually calls Sean Callaghy a dear friend. And the proposal I have for you, Miss Winfrey, isn't, hey, please come speak at our event. It'll be a great, beautiful, and incredible thing. I mean, we'd be very grateful for that, but I kind of think that everybody says that. So instead, what we're proposing is a 15-minute conversation with you and or your team and representatives, where we would actually be able to guarantee a $2.5 million fundraise for your charity into the future in 2025 for your coming and participating in MatCon. So not only would you provide this incredible opportunity to us to be graced with your presence, but reciprocally, we'd be able to provide an opportunity for you, again, which we'll outline in this 15-minute presentation, that would be guaranteed to raise $2.5 million for your charity of choice. So Ms. Winfrey, thank you so much for the 3 minutes. I know we're time. And how would it resonate with you or not to have a 15-minute conversation along the lines we just discussed?
I think that sounds like a wonderful next step and appreciate your time.
Yeah, well, really, thank you, Ms. Winfrey. And shall I follow up with your team?
Yes, please do.
Okay, set up. Okay, out of roll, Jeremy, how'd I do as you having a conversation with the one and only Oprah Winfrey?
You sounded great. I'm excited to try and get to her now and just sort of use your script, I think. And I like the asking sort of what is it about, what was it that had her pick up the phone or take the call? That's a really interesting way to get at sort of her motivation behind this, that you use then to like influence the rest of the conversation. And then I love the opportunity to sort of further the conversation, knowing that time is limited in this first interaction, but sort of you had sort of laid that out for the next conversation.
Well, thank you for that, Jeremy. And we always say this, every human is where they are for a reason. Like each and every one of you are here for a reason. People like, oh, I came because I got a phone call. No, that's not why you're here. You're here because there's something that you have a gap between where you are and where you want to be. We all do. And we think that this may help support some closing that gap. Like every human has that gap from Oprah to a homeless person. So Jeremy, thank you for being here today. Wonderful job. Love what you're up to in the world. And please, how was your time overall, Jeremy, on Laura's Heart of Influence?
This was great. I certainly appreciated the opportunity. I'm appreciated of now being connected to all of you and look forward to sort of taking what I've learned here.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Jeremy. Wonderful job. Let's go with Dr. Laura. Really appreciate you. Certainly the impact you're having on families and children. Thank you for everything you're doing. And how was your time today, Dr. Laura, on Laura's Heart of Influence?
It was wonderful. Thank you so much for having me today.
We appreciate you. And Dr. Laura, what's your ultimate mission, vision, purpose? Like your big why in the world? Why are you up to the things that you're up to?
So I, even as a physician who was specializing in nutrition, experienced what's called postnatal depletion syndrome. So after I had my first child, I was completely run down. I was in medical training. I was working 16 hours a day, and I couldn't figure out how to get through my day because I had no energy. And I knew I couldn't be the only one that was experiencing this. So I really did a deep dive into nutrition, into how our hormones act postpartum. And what I found was that we're not nourishing women the way that we should be. We're leading to all of these autoimmune conditions because we don't have the amount of protein that we need in our diets. We don't have the micronutrients across the board. And for me, as a physician, not knowing that, how could anyone else not know that and not have that information? So I recently wrote a book to get the information out into the world. And what I want to do is I want to support women in a community setting. So I want to have women come in, get the information they need, meet other women, be able to connect at a deep, meaningful level so that they can really thrive in the universe.
Beautiful. And Dr. Laura, what's your book title?
It's Thrive Mama, The Ultimate Postpartum Blueprint.
That's really cool. Thrive Mama. Love the title. Thanks so much for being here. Feel your
Thank
heart,
you.
and your vision present. Thank you, Dr. Laura. Let's go with Shara. Thank you so much for jumping into the participant seat. Love the name. Super cool. And how was your time today, Laura? Shara, on Laura's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. It was definitely a great experience. I wasn't sure what to expect. And so it's been a fun journey.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Did a great job in that participant seat. And Miss Belvid?
Who did we hear from already?
We have heard from the great Dr. Laura. We've heard from Shara. And yes.
Well, then, since let's go to the other ladies that are in the house. Jennifer, how was your time with us on Laura Siclari's Heart of Influence? I hope it was as fun as a hot air balloon ride, or close maybe.
It was uplifting. It was uplifting, like the balloon. How about that? Did that?
That works. Yes.
Still too early in the week. It was great. I'm so eager to learn more about everyone on the Zoom. Really impressed with your work, and Matthew and Shara for being brave and just showing how natural and organic conversation can be. I thought it was great.
Jennifer, thank you so much. And great job here today.
Great job. And let's go to the man that I see a Christmas tree in our future. Dan, how was your time with us on Laura's Heart of Influence?
Thank you, everyone, for organizing. It was a fun and creative way to connect, and we're all doing good work and moving the needle in a positive direction. So awesome all around.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan, for being here, and really appreciated your cool and unique fun fact.
And let's go to our Green Day fan. I wanted to come up with a Green Day song, but ChatGPT wasn't giving me an answer quick enough. So Matthew, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
So thank you for having me, and Laura for introducing me to this group. I thought it was an excellent use of an hour of time. I think relationships in professionally and both personally, obviously, are the most important thing. And I thought this setting was a wonderful way to establish and develop new relationships. And even from the fun facts that we heard about everybody, there's some, like Lauren, you mentioned her sinus. Like, I grew up 15 minutes down the road. My sister works there. Like,
wow.
My wife's a softball pitcher as well. Like, all kinds of cool things that I think
awesome.
Just from the fun facts, you can kind of build on and develop a relationship. So great stuff.
I'm also in South Jersey too. So
oh, cool.
I'm down in Egg Harbor Township.
That is South.
Beautiful place. Yes, beautiful place. And Matthew, it's COVID. We've just had, it's January 2020. We just had a 1,300 person event. COVID is just around the corner. It shuts the world down. We're like, this is over. Like, unblinded everything we're doing, this launch, everything's incredible. And I thought, Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we're more shows per year. If all business is built on relationships, and all relationships are, of course, built on shared experiences. So a very simple question becomes, how do we create the most efficient shared experience that we possibly can to bring people together in the virtual space? And about 15 rounds of innovation from the beginning. We're 1,400 episodes in, and thank you for seeing what this is, why every part of this is the way it is, so we can get as much done in an hour to open people's hearts, minds to each other, kind of like the first bite at a beautiful meal, and then we progress from there. And great job, Matthew. Thank you.
Yeah, great job, Matthew. And sitting in that judge's seat as a guest today, Dr. Evka. How was your experience on Laura's Heart of Influence today?
It was incredible. I'm always grateful for all of you, and I love the connections that are formed here. We cannot stop that conversation. We have to continue having it. Just as a side note, tomorrow I put together and invited over 50 physicians to an event in Montvale, New Jersey. Biggest ask I've ever done. And that is just the start. We need to get together. We need to have events, not just for physicians, but for other people, because together we're stronger. And the people in this room, the people who are on this Heart of Influence, are nonprofit people with the biggest hearts.
Let's
They're
go.
the change. in the world. So.
Dr. Evka, and where is the event, Dr. Evka?
Montvale, New Jersey at Thrive, which coincides very well with Dr. Davis's book because it is her work is also a Thrive book. That's amazing.
That is super cool. Thrive, Thrive Mama comes to Thrive.
Thrive Mama.
Dr. Evka, thank you so much for that. And of course, this brings us to the woman that made this all possible today, Laura. This person is so committed to growth, with integrity and heart. It's crazy. She just does the things and experiencing. We had the privilege of experiencing Laura from a lot of different perspectives, certainly in business and mission, but watching her experience her in the ocean, it's like that Plato concept one more time, is you see what a human's about. And these are volcanic, crazy, insane waves, riptide warnings. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Sort of I am sometimes, but Laura is standing there toe to toe in the insanity. So Laura, with that growth mind and heart and integrity, please, your final.
So this is, and I'm sure this sounds cheesy, but this is the best group by far I ever put together because some of you are heads of organizations where if you put your resources together, you guys could change the world just with a few of you partnering with each other. So I hope you take away the opportunity that you all have today with each other because I certainly feel it and it gives me goosebumps.
Well, thank you, Laura, and amen to that. And I would be remiss if I didn't add that Dr. Evka was also in the crazy, crazy ocean, and so were you. So all three of these extraordinary women were tearing it up in the ocean and are just courageous, because of course, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's having the fear and doing it anyway. And that's what they are a stand for in the world. Which brings me to, of course,
so I have a lot of courage hanging out with you.
You have a lot of courage, but not nearly as much courage as I have hanging out with you. So please, Bella Vreda, your final.
My finals. I actually sat in the seats of the participant, Shara and Matthew, about 4 years ago. And truly, I came here because I had been in sales for 2.5 decades. And I was like, I'm going to teach that guy, Sean, a thing or two.
And you stopped saying that?
And I quickly actually learned that there's a difference between sales and influence, especially influence at a sophisticated level. And so 4 years later, I'm still here learning, but don't tell him that I learn a lot from him because then he'll like go to his head and stuff, but I still learn a lot. But just really super proud to be here and definitely check out the gifts that we have for you guys because it's all about building those relationships. So continue the relationships with each other, continue those relationships with Laura, and hopefully we'll see you in the future. Yeah. And back to you, boss.
Yeah, thank you. And I learned a lot from you, from Laura, Dr. Evka, everybody here, every show. So I'm super grateful for you participating in our research and development laboratory of how do we cause yes when yes should happen. And that's the study of my life. So thank you for that. And along those lines, we have a few gifts. First, our ebook on group influence. Definitely download that book. I cannot put more of my reputation on the line to tell you it will blow your mind wide open of what looks like magic, but it's actually an advanced science for the dynamics of group influence. It has been the study of my life for 27 years in every vertical and application imaginable, including philanthropy, ... In addition, we have October 22nd, a webinar, which involves individual and group influence with, we'll have about 3,500 people registered. There's usually a 30 to 40% show up rate. So I'll be looking at north of 1,000 people on Tuesday night. So if you want to join that group with the greatest expert in relationships on the planet, I will stake my reputation on it. Allison Armstrong, Mastering Men, Women, and Money. We're together co-hosting. I'm doing the money part. She's doing the men and women part. And I have lots to learn. So to all of us in all the beautiful ways. And finally, we offer a business acceleration session. Impactful leaders present, the people who benefit most, straight up, again, on my reputation, my 120-person law firm, are the folks that are the most masterful and sophisticated. Those are the people that get the most benefit. There's a business acceleration session for each and every one of you, if any of that resonates for you guys, because there's some gap between where you are and ultimately where you want to be. That's what this is all about. So those are all thanks to Laura Siclari. Yes, thank you. And final, I may be physically blind, which I am. I will not see a single pitch in the Mets game tonight. Not joking, not fun, but I will certainly feel the energy in the crowd and Bill will be narrating the game. But I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration that sit right in front of all of us. They're right here and they're far beyond motivation, but they're about exponentiality. But for all of us with those possibilities right here, at some level, Bella, Laura, we're all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Really great job.
Bye-bye.